Hey guys, it's me, Confident Black Girl, if you didn't know already. And today I'm coming to you guys with a story time about one of the many incidents that happened to me when I worked at Coney Island in Brooklyn, New York, if you didn't know. And I was like 19. It was not my first job, but it was basically my second job. I was just coming out of my gap year from high school and college, and I needed money to get some books. It's a cute little summer job. I would not recommend it because they treated the workers like horrible, because most of us were teenagers and they could do that. Most of us, it was like our first or second job, so we didn't really know what to expect, and they knew that and they took advantage of that. But yeah, so let's get into the story. So the guy in question that this whole thing surrounds around, I'm gonna call him Kevin, because he looked exactly like Kevin James, like a younger version of Kevin James. Like, he looked like an egg, all right? And before like the whole incident, me and him were cool. People would come to me and be like, he was childish and he was weird, and he would be like touching on a mannequin's boobs, like in one of the ticket booths or whatever. But I never really experienced that. He was basically like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. With some people, he was like this kind of quiet kid. He was Muslim, so he was like talking about he needs to fast and stuff. And like, you know, like for people who mention their religion, you don't really you know, expect them to be wild. So yeah, but with other people, they said he was mad creepy. He was just a creep, and he turned out to be. So this day in question, I was in the most popular ticket booth. That is a ticket booth that everyone sees when they come through the gates. And yeah, it was mad hot. Oh my God. One thing about that day, one thing about him, he stunk. But he was like my friend, so I never said anything. But his breath stunk too. So, and I was in the middle, like the middle teller. I was the middle cashier, and he's on one side talking like and this other girl who I was also cool with, she was talking too. So that both of them is just like and I was like not the senior cashier, but I worked longer than them. So they kept turning to me and ask questions like, how do you do that? And then she's like, how do you do that? This customer needs help. And I'll be like, all right, hold on. But yeah, one thing about me, I know you're gonna say I probably need more fiber in my diet, whatever. I need to eat more fruit, more vegetables, whatever. But when I'm just like sitting or standing in one place for like a long period of time, I get gassy, and holding in all those farts was taking a toll on my stomach. So instead of my stomach rumbling and suffering, and rather than have everyone else suffer that was in the booth with me, I'm like, all right, what if I just, you know, like open the door, like slide open the door of the ticket booth and just like poke my butt out and just fart. So like, no, everybody's cool. I'm cool. My stomach gets relieved. They don't gotta smell it. You know, like it's a win-win for everyone. So nobody else had a problem with it. Everybody would just be like, oh, what you doing? I'll just be like, oh, it's hot. I need some air. Meanwhile, I need to pass some air, but you know, it's a little secret, I guess. So on this particular day, Kevin thought to ask me, well, I kept going to relieve myself. And Kevin, he was like, he kept asking me like, oh, what are you doing? Why do you keep opening the door? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, don't worry about it. Do your job. Don't worry about it. You a cashier, right? Like, just do your job. Don't worry about it, Kevin. So he says, like, after like 3 times asking me, and I'm just like, nah, don't worry about it, giving excuses. He says something, I forgot exactly what he said, but he says something alluding to, if you do that again, like, I'm gonna show you my butt. And I'm like, what? I just ignore it, cause like, you know, he was like a quiet person. I didn't really expect that. Well, I didn't expect that to come out his mouth, but I didn't expect him to follow through with it. So my stomach, you know, gets a little rumbly. And I'm like, you know what? I need to slide this door open and get it cracking. So I'm like doing my business. And right when I open the door, he smirks. And his lips were like so thin, it was like a line, like a squiggly line. Like he smirked. He turns around and he smirks like. He turns back around to like, and he's taking a customer through this whole thing. So he turns back around and he didn't even. He puts his thumbs, you know, in the waistband of his pants, and he pulls them down for like 3 seconds and pulls them back up. And I'm like, the whole time, I'm like farting and I'm like mortified. I'm like, nigga, what? Like, what? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Why would you do this, Kevin? Why would you show me your Humpty Dumpty ass? Why would you do that? And it's crazy, cause I was like 19, and it's 3 years from that. No, 2 years from that, and it's still like etched in my mind. Like, all I see is like a flat ass, like. And it's like, I was expecting at least having like a little junk in the trunk, but his shit was like, it was so flat, it started to go in, like to his leg. Which I didn't really expect. But I guess like to be shaped like an egg, you can't like, it can't be like, so he stayed true to his egg shape, I guess. I don't know, man. It was hairy too. It was hairy and the hairs were curly. I was like, what is happening? Oh my gosh. And it's like, I can laugh at it now, but I was so uncomfortable in that moment. And the other girl in the booth with us, like, she didn't even notice anything happened. She didn't even notice. He showed me his hairy ass. So I'm like alone in my distress, and I'm like uncomfortable, and like you know, like with awkward moments you laugh. I kind of chuckle. I was just like, don't ever talk to me again, all right? Please don't talk to me again. I would not like to be your acquaintance. I would not like to be your friend. I do not want to hang out with you. He would like try to invite me with him and this other girl that I was cool with that worked with us. He would be like, oh yeah, we're gonna get some bud and some drinks and we're gonna go to her house and we're gonna chill. Do you wanna come? He would try to, recruit people. Now I'm looking back at it, like he seemed kind of creepy, like in the way that he was inviting us. So I'm like, I don't want to do anything with you. I don't even want to be in the same booth with you. Like, he tried to say hi to me when he saw me. I was just like, no. Like, he would be like, I'd be like, no. Oh my gosh. So fast forward, I'm like highly uncomfortable. I'm just like, why did he show me his ass? And it's like I try to rationalize it in my mind, but like stuff like that, it can't be rationalized. Like you can't make sense of it because it's mad out of the ordinary. Like who goes around just showing people their ass? Like what? Anyway, I'm on the train going home. I had like a morning shift. There was like 2 shifts. It was either morning till the afternoon, like 5:30, 6, and then from 5:30 to 6 o'clock to whenever the park closed. Cause so it said on the brochure it closed at 11 or like 10, but it's really when they don't have like many customers, which was annoying as hell. Did I mention I lived in Queens? Yes, I had a job in Coney Island and I live all the way in Queens. I know, like what was I doing? What were you doing, CBG? What were you? Anyway, so I'm on the train going home. I'm like on the F or whatever, and I get a call, but like, you know, near my last stop, which was the last stop. A 2-hour commute for that bitch ass job. But anyway, so I'm like 3 stops away from my last stop, and I get a call, and it's one of the supervisors, and he's like, oh, was there an incident with you know, Kevin in the booth? And I was like, my first instinct was to like protect him because I didn't want him to lose his job. So I know, stupid, right? The lengths we go through to protect bitch ass men. So I was like, no, nothing happened. And he was like, I can tell you're lying. And then I'm like, I don't want him to lose his job. And he's like, listen, there was another incident with another girl, so he's losing his job regardless, but we need your story to put it, you know, on his record or whatever. And it turns out, because I had told some people, like three to 5 people, about the situation, and one of the girls that I told, turns out he was acting inappropriate with her in the booth too. And he was like, she had like cake, like, and a lot of everybody noticed it, of course, because she was like, she kind of had like this, not like a OD, like she didn't have a petite frame, but like she wasn't like chubby. She had like flat stomach and then the hips. So, you know, that's pretty noticeable. And a lot of the guys and other women, everybody took note. And he was like saying stuff about her body. And like they're in the booth, it's only them 2 together. They were in another ticket booth that only had 2 people, talking about her butt, and like looking at it like over his shoulder and stuff like that, and saying just inappropriate stuff to her. And even if she was like just straight, it would still be bad, but she was a lesbian. So it's like, you like women, and you got some man, not even some man, some boy, some bitch ass boy telling you about your body and blah blah blah. So of course she got tight, she got pissed. She left the booth with like, you're never supposed to do, like they give you write-ups for that. And she went to the supervisor and she said it. She told him what happened, and then she told him my story and was like, oh, he's like being inappropriate with mad other girls. He exposed himself. That's when he called me up, and eventually he got fired. But what happened, it's like crazy, like what happened after, because like mad of the guys, and just, yeah, mad of the guys was coming up, especially from the bank, because they be hearing like mad tea niggas from the bank. But yeah, they were like coming up to me like, oh, I heard you got Kevin fired, blah blah blah, and like laughing and stuff. And I would tell them the story and they would just laugh at it, and I'm just like, wow, like y'all weren't even concerned about me. You know, like they didn't even think to be like, oh, like how are you doing? And the phrase, oh, I got him fired. Did I tell him to pull down his pants and show me his crusty booty? Did I tell him to do that and then, you know, try to set him up and told the supervisor, oh, he showed me his butt, and get him fired? He did that on his own accord. So how did I get him fired? And plus, he was already gonna be fired because of what the girl was saying. So how did I get him fired? Please let me know. Like, they not even holding him accountable for what he was doing, for what he did to 2 girls and probably more. Even my ex, I should have never been with him, but even he was like, oh, like when I told him the story, and we weren't together then, like we got together after, but like we like still liked each other or whatever. But even he was laughing like, oh, ha ha ha, like it wasn't a big deal. And I'm just like no sympathy. Like, what is should have been a red flag, but whatever. I was 19. That was like the one good thing that job did for me. Well, for any of the employees, was fire that nigga, because we don't know what could have been next. He could have exposed, you know, his friend, could have exposed his dingling to someone. He could have sexually assaulted someone. He could have got assaulted for sexually harassing someone. So it's good that the situation never escalated with anyone else. Hopefully it never escalated with any of his other jobs. But yeah, that's it for this story time. If you want more about my time at my job in Coney Island, just let me know. Comment down below. Let me know, because I got a couple. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more of me, my story times, and any other videos that I want to do. Thank you for watching. Peace.